Hey guys, welcome back. This is another topic for practicals, right? That is bioemulsifier, and this is a short video regarding bioemulsifiers and viva questions. Okay, so I'm not discussing about the isolation method and extraction method because there are 3-4 types and methods for that. So I will be just covering the concept and some viva questions. Okay, yeah. So first, you need to know what is emulsion. Okay, it is a fine dispersion of minute droplets of one liquid into another liquid in which it is not soluble or miscible, right? So when you add a oil, a little bit of oil in water, you see those droplets floating in water, right? They don't get mixed up very nicely, correct? So that is a emulsion, okay, where you can find out two different liquids. Okay, so you need to stabilize this particular mixture or solution of these two liquids. So you need a emulsifier, okay, that can mix these liquids, or it can make a homogeneous mixture out of these. Okay, so that is why bioemulsifiers are isolated and they are studied. Okay, so they have a wide range of applications. Okay, so we are going to study that. So compound produced by microorganisms which is able to stabilize the hydrocarbon emulsion in water is known as bioemulsifier. Okay, so bioemulsifiers are surface active compounds. Even biosurfactants are surface active compounds. But there is a bit difference between biosurfactants and bioemulsifiers. Okay, in next slide we will study the difference. Okay, so bioemulsifiers, they have the ability to reduce the surface tension, and they are produced and are released by microorganisms. That is why it is termed as bioemulsifier, right? Because the source is from living organisms, correct? So they are another group of biosurfactants and they have high molecular weight. Okay, so this is actually the difference between biosurfactants and bioemulsifier. So biosurfactants are of low molecular weight, whereas bioemulsifiers are having high molecular weight. Okay, even bioemulsifier, they are categorized as biosurfactants. It is one of the group of biosurfactants, but there is a difference. Okay, so they are non-toxic, they are biodegradable, and they are highly functional under extreme conditions. Okay, so for example, many times you get the news that there is oil spill in oceans, right? So under that conditions, removing the oil spill or remediating, recovering that oil from the water is very difficult. But you can use these bioemulsifiers and they can work very well in those conditions. Okay, so that is one of the applications of bioemulsifiers. So why these microbes they produce bioemulsifiers? Okay, so when some microbes are supplied with water immiscible nutrients. Okay, immiscible means those are not soluble, or those will not make a homogeneous mixture in water. Okay, so those kind of nutrients, when they are supplied, and if they act as a source of carbon, like for example lipids and hydrocarbons, then these microbes they start consuming those carbon sources and they start producing bioemulsifying compounds for getting the access to those carbon source, right? So this is because they release the bioemulsifiers into the water, which increases the availability of such nutrients to the cells, causing them to emulsify. Okay, so to get that source of carbon, to get the access to the carbon source, they produce these emulsifiers. Okay, so in water the emulsifier will act on the another nutrient which is immiscible, and it will get or that will act on the nutrients so that it gets the mixed, and the microbes gets the access to the nutrients. Okay, so sites often contaminated with hydrophobic compounds is the good source for isolating microbes able to produce bioemulsifiers. Okay, so in your practicals also you are uh, teachers will ask you to get some soil where all the time there is some um, work with oils is going on, or the soil which is highly contaminated with the hydrocarbon sources. Okay, so why? Because there you will find some good microbes which are able to produce these bioemulsifiers. Okay, so you will use that particular soil or water or any other sample, right? So now this is very important and you will get question in your vivas. Okay, so what is the difference between biosurfactants and bioemulsifiers? Okay, so basically biosurfactants are low molecular weight and bioemulsifiers are high molecular weight. Whereas biosurfactants, they have both activities, surface tension reduction as well as emulsification. But bioemulsifiers, they only have the emulsification activity. Okay, so biosurfactants, they are composed of generally glycolipids, lipopeptides, in which rhamnolipids, uh, terrahalolipids and sophorolipids compounds are the dominant ones. And in case of bioemulsifiers, if they are composed of polysaccharides, proteins or lipoproteins or mixture of these. Okay, so the last point is also important. You can get a question, right? Like what are biosurfactants? What are they composed of? What are bioemulsifiers composed of? Okay, so this is the short answer that you can give. Next is what are the examples. Okay, you can also get a question that gives some examples of microbes which are known to produce bioemulsifiers. Okay, so I had listed 3 bacteria and 3 fungi. You can find many more if you Google out. Okay, so in case of bacteria, Acinetobacter, then Azotobacter, Microbacterium. In fungi, it is Candida utilis, Candida lipolytica, and Trichosporon, Mycotoxinivoron. Okay, so these are some examples. You will also find many research articles talking about different applications, right? So in detail, I had not listed in detail, but if you get a viva question, then at least you can answer any 3 or 4 from these. Okay, so the first is very common and important, that is oil spill remediation, that can be in soil or water. Okay, even oil spill sites are there, or remediation of oil spills in soil is also there. Okay, so it is very important to tackle these conditions. So here you can use bioemulsifiers, or you can directly inoculate or do the bioremediation technique by using the microbes which are able to produce these bioemulsifiers. Okay, so next is use of emulsifying different hydrophobic substrate. Okay, so bioemulsifiers are used to emulsify different hydrophobic substrates in food industry, and some active compounds. You also need to emulsify some active compounds in case of pesticides, okay, or in other solutions that you use in agriculture, right? So that is second application. In case of third, it is dairy products. Okay, so in dairy industry, emulsifiers are added to improve the texture and the creaminess, okay, of the product. Fourth is some bioemulsifiers, they have antimicrobial activity and they can be used for treatment purpose. Okay, next is they are also used as weighting agents and foaming agents, and last is microbial enhanced oil recovery. Okay, so this is where you recover the oil by using the microbes, and the first one was you need to uh, work on the contaminated soil or water site, correct? So there is a bit difference between the first one and last one. If you want to know more, you can just Google out these terms and you will get the information. Okay, so these are the viva questions that I could think of. Okay, so these all questions are very easy and all the answers are present in my slides. Okay, so if you go back and check, you will get the answers for these. So first is what are bioemulsifiers. Okay, so these are compounds which are produced by microorganisms which are able to stabilize the hydrocarbon emulsion in water. Correct? This is the basic definition. Then second is, what is the difference between biosurfactant and bioemulsifier? Okay, so basically you can answer here at least 2 points. So the first is, biosurfactants are low molecular weight, emulsifiers they have high molecular weight. Then biosurfactants, they show both activities, that is surface tension reduction and bioemulsification, whereas bioemulsifier they just show the emulsification activity. Okay, then third is, give some examples. So you can give examples of azotobacter, then candida, right, acinetobacter, etc. Then fourth is, why bacteria produce bioemulsifiers. Correct? So you can answer it as, when microbes are supplied with water immiscible nutrients. So to get access to those nutrients, if they act as carbon source, they need to emulsify these nutrients. Correct? So that's why, to get access to the nutrient source, bacteria they produce and they release bioemulsifiers. Correct? Then fifth is, give some applications. Okay, so in remediation, in dairy industry, in food industry, as I had mentioned in my previous slides, you can pick at least 3 or 4 applications. Then sixth is, what is emulsion? Okay, this is the very basic question on this topic, because first you need to know what is emulsion, then you will study bioemulsifiers. Okay, so the first uh, basic uh, question is this, and the answer is, it is a fine dispersion of minute droplets of one liquid into another liquid in which it is not soluble or miscible. Okay, and seventh is, what bioemulsifiers are composed of. Okay, so bioemulsifiers are composed of polysaccharides, proteins or lipoproteins, or mixture of these. Okay, so these are some questions on bioemulsifiers. I hope this short video is useful to you all. If you need more videos related to practical topic or any other theory related topics from microbiology, then do mention in comment box. You can suggest me some topics, or you can reach out directly to me by Gmail. Okay, and you can also follow me on Instagram. You can follow me by same handle, that is Microbial Concepts. You can get updates on my Instagram account. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Do like my videos, share these videos with your friends, and tell them to subscribe as well. Okay, till then, bye bye.